The woman in that photo is former member and singer in the group EnVogue, which was a phenomenal group in the 90s. All attractive women, all great vocalists. One of the members was speaking about how she had been living in her car for the last 3 years. And I thought it was sad because I have such fond memories of the group and their music and her even later on as Lucy Pearl. But as I took the time to listen to her testimony of what had been going on in her life, it came across that she was dealing with some mental health issues and some kind of level of depression. B, that she was kind of in a mindset of a victimhood. And the last thing I said was, you know what? We live in different times. And the whole pretty privilege thing has an expiration date. So let me explain what I mean by that. Number one, the two people that it seemed that tried to help her along the way were her mother and her manager. And she spoke about both situations. I believe she went back to live with her mother initially. And rather than applaud her mother for taking her back in like a prodigal son, she said that the mother was angry and verbally abusive, and she felt like she didn't want to be there. She had to move on. And somehow her mother, who had taken her in, was now the enemy. The second one was her manager, who told her, you know what, sis, come out to LA. I don't got a bigger place, but you can stay with me. I'll make a way for you. And long story short, she ended up staying with the manager. Somehow that went left. The manager went as far as putting her up in a hotel for 8 months and paying the tab. Now, this is not my words, this is her words. And she stated that, you know what, she felt that he wasn't being supportive. When she would look at places, she wanted him to come see them, and he wouldn't come see them. And I'm like, sis, these are all people trying to help you within your circumstance and time of need. And it sounds like you're making yourself out to be a victim of theirs. And last but not least, like I said, pretty privilege has an expiration date. And I see a lot of young women who speak about, oh, any man who's paying 50-50 is a roommate. And unless a man can take care of everything, we can't be together. I'm going to tell y'all right now, we are coming into times where people are going to have to start tethering themselves to one another for survival. And I would tell people to A, take care of your mental health, number one. B, understand that the world doesn't owe you anything. And when you think that it does, you end up in situations like this in the long haul. You don't make provisions and think down the road. And I think that might have been one of the things that hurt this woman. And last but not least, mental health and depression is real. And when you see people who are in a place like that, dark place, it is our job to try to help them and lift them up.